What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fat Cracker Homestead. It's time for another cooking video. It's Friday night. You know it's that time. Tonight we're going to cook something my dad used to cook, and I'm going to show you how we do it. Put a little bit of my twist on it. We're going to have some pork chops and rice. We'll get to it. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to start with the pork chops. I'm going to lay some of them out on this pan. We're going to get them seasoned. Lay these 5 out. Give me about 3 more. But what we're going to season them with is a little bit of Kinder's. We're going to season them with Kinder's buttery garlic and herb and pepper. We're going to get it on both sides.
So you just pinning it on top of that? I was thinking, you want to put some of this on there?
All right, I got those 5 seasoned up. And then we'll take a break. I'll finish up the rest of them and then we'll get to cooking. All right, everybody. We got our electric skillet out, heated up on high. Heating up on high. We're going to add a stick of butter. And let that melt down. And then once it melts down, we'll put in our pork chops and sear them. And we'll let that melt down and we'll come back to it. All right, everybody, our butter's melted down. We're going to add our pork chops to it. As many as we can at a time. Put them down and sear both sides. We'll let those sear down. The skillet don't get as quite as hot as a fry pan, but this still get the job done. It'll turn out pretty good. We'll come back to it once we get them brown. All right, so this is the brown we're looking for. We want both sides to look that way. So what we'll do is we'll keep going, get the other side that way. I got 3 more pork chops cooked. Once we get that, we'll move on to the next step. All right, so now we got all the pork chops brown. You're not going to get a full brown, a good sear, because this don't get that hot. We got our drippings in there. We're going to add some onion, 1 onion. Get that in there and mix it around. Let that cook down till translucent. Like you see all the drippings, we'll pull them up with the onion. Sorry about that, I hit the camera. We all good? All right. Let them cook down. Pull that dripping off the bottom there. And then we're going to add some chicken broth to it. All right, we got our onions cooked down enough. So now we're going to add 32 ounces of chicken broth and mix that around and pull some more of them drippings off the bottom. Now, my dad used to use regular water at chicken bouillon. I got chicken broth, so why not use it? And then I will add a bouillon cube to it and let it mix into. That'll add a little bit more flavor to it. Let's get that in there. So the way my dad used to do it, he'd get it, put water in there, and he'd have like 4 or 5 bouillon cubes spread around the corners and stuff like that, and let that water come to a boil and cook that bouillon down. We're going to basically do the same thing, let that chicken broth come to a boil. Get that bouillon all mixed in, and then we'll add the rice to it once it gets better, once it gets to that point. All right, we'll let this go, and we'll come back and add the rice. All right, we got our bouillon going. It's cooked in. You notice that bowl where the heat ring is around the fry pan here, the electric fry pan, electric skillet. We got that going. This is where you want it. 32 ounces of chicken broth, so we're going to add 2 cups of Uncle Biz's rice. Get that in there. And we'll spread it around. Try to spread it around really even. Just let it spread. And also while you stir and get that bouillon cube mixed in, all those drippings will come off the bottom. All right, we got our rice in there spread out. So now what we want to do before we turn it down, we're going to add our pork chops on top. Now I got a lot, so they're going to stack. So we just set them down, and you can stack them on top of each other because the heat will cook them the rest of the way. About like that. Then we'll come along the bottom, make a mess, knock the rice everywhere. Put that there. That one there. I'm not having a good day with this. I got that one. It shouldn't fall. Put that one in there. And then the last one. And then we'll take our pan here that we seasoned them and had them sitting on. Pour all those juices back into the pan. We don't want to leave no flavor behind. So we got that. Now what we're going to do is turn it down to low and put our lid on it. And let it cook for about 30 to 45 minutes. And we should be done and ready to eat. And we'll come back to it then. All right, guys. It's time to take the lid off and show it how it is. There we go. Got steam coming off of it. Pull the lid over here to the side. All right, so we got our rice. It's done. Some of it's stuck, but we're pretty much done. There is till there. I already checked it. And there we go. Pork chops are done. Rice is done. All we got left to do is plate it. And sometimes the pork chops, they do, some get tender and some don't. So if they're not tender, we'll cut them up and go with it that way. If they're tender, you don't even need to cut it up. You can eat it with a fork. All right, so there it is. We'll come back in a while and tell you how it was, which I already know how it is because I used to have it all the time, and I've cooked it several times for the family, and we all love it. So we'll leave it right there. And remember, guys, if you ain't trying, you ain't making it. There's some damn good food here. Y'all have a good weekend.